Today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different. We are known for all of our aquarium products and the things that we carry to help you as a hobbyist. Today we're going to be talking about an Oase product, the BiOrb Air 60. This is a terrarium that is unique in its shape and also the structure that they have all these different products built in. Philip's going to tell us a little bit about some of the different things that it comes with, and we're going to actually walk you through each step by step, for what the product does as far as what type of life you can keep in here. He's also going to select a few different plants and animals and little critters and things to go in here. And then this is actually going to be on display in the store itself. Just to give you a little demo of some of the stuff that it comes with, has a humidifying unit and also a fan. Keeps the kind of gunky stuff out of there that you don't want. Philip's going to talk a little bit about the products that they come with as far as the misting unit and the fan sensors and things like that. But this is basically just a blank canvas to create something beautiful that will definitely light up a room.
Hi, my name is Philip, and today we're doing an in-depth setup for the BiOrb Air 60. But before we get into that, let's go over what came inside your box.
Alright, so inside of your box you should have received one coir brick. This is compressed coconut fiber, and it's going to make up the substrate layer of our BiOrb. As well as 2 bottles of humidity mist. This is the liquid that you're going to be putting inside of the reservoir. It also comes with a separate little spraying nozzle just in case you want to spray manually. The next item is an air filter. This is going to be installed right above the fan unit, and this is going to keep dust and other particulates from clogging up your fan. This is a small air pump. This is going to help clear out any blockages that may occur within the water level indicator line. And just in case any of you are wondering, it's this little tube right there. It's located at the bottom right foot. Here we have the support tray. It originally came in 2 pieces, but I've already snapped it together. This also feels like extremely durable plastic, so I have no doubts it'll hold everything up. The next item right here is a capillary mat. This is going to keep the coir separate from the water layer. This is made out of an extremely fine material, so I don't think you have to worry about much of anything getting through this. And the final item out of the box is the water reservoir. This is the unit that's responsible for misting inside of your BiOrb. It's made out of extremely durable plastic. It has a small plastic rim that goes all the way around the edge of it. This is what's going to hold it at the very top of your BiOrb. It fits extremely snugly and pretty much only fits in one position. This holds an entire bottle of humidity mist, and depending on how you have your misting settings set, that could last anywhere from about 5 days to about 10 in my experience. And before we actually get into setting up the BiOrb, there's a few things we need to do, and the first one being is we want to rehydrate our coir block. And the way we're going to do that is we're just going to put it into about 1 gallon of water inside our 5-gallon bucket, and we're going to leave it there for about 30 or 40 minutes so it can fully expand. And while we're waiting on that to expand, it's a good time to go ahead and dip all of our plants. What we're going to be using is we're going to be using Redoxyclean. It's a Brightwell product. Essentially what it is, it's potassium permanganate, and it does a very good job of killing any hitchhikers or any unwanted pests that could be inside of our plants. And one thing to keep in mind is there are a whole bunch of different kinds of dips you could do, but this is just what we had available to us, so it's what we're going to go ahead and do. And it's especially a good idea to do because we're going to be using wild mosses. But it's honestly a really good idea just to get into the habit of dipping all the plants you put into your terrariums. It's just going to limit the amount of diseases and hitchhikers and pests that you introduce into your terrarium. And if you do decide to do the Redoxyclean dip, you're just going to submerge the plant fully and let it soak for about 10 to 15 minutes. That should be enough. The key with dipping is usually you just want to kill most of the pests, but limit the damage you do to your plant, because some of the dips are pretty corrosive and can damage your plants. Now that we're ready to build, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cap the little center plug. And we are finally ready to start putting in our substrate. The coir is fully expanded and it's this really light, fluffy material now. And I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle the rest of this bucket into there. Might as well use the entire brick just for simplicity. It initially might seem like a lot, but you have to keep in mind that it's extremely fluffy at this point. And as time goes on and as we start planting all of our plants in there, it will compress a little bit. And here's what it looks like after I put it in all the soil. I've tamped it down a little bit and mounted it more towards the center, just to give it that more of a three-dimensional kind of feel to it. And here I am putting in the Hard Scape. It's always a good idea to start with the Hard Scape just so you get a nice solid foundation for the rest of your plants. And it's always a good idea to stop every once in a while and give everything a good spray down. It keeps all the leaves from drying out and keeps everything nice and humid. Right here I'm using Humidimist with the manual spray nozzle and just giving everything a nice spray down. Right now is a really good time to go ahead and add in your water. The instructions recommend you add about 1 liter of water before you end up closing it for the first time. It's approximately 2 cups of water. And it's also a really good time to go ahead and do any last minute adjustments, because once you put in that top water reservoir, it becomes pretty hard to adjust or work on anything inside. And now to install the water reservoir. It's pretty self-explanatory, pretty straightforward. I went ahead and plugged it in right away. It only fits into this bottom right corner. It doesn't really fit anywhere else because there's little notches that hold it in place. And go ahead and pour 1 bottle of Humidimist into the reservoir. It's going to last you quite a while depending on what your mist settings are like. And the final thing for us to go ahead and install is the air filter. With this one, you just put it into the slot, snap it down, and put the lid back on. And after several hours of hard work, our BiOrb is finally ready for display.